It is day 9 of my Read Proverbs with Me to Start 2025 series. Oh my gosh, I'm in my driveway. It is day 9 of my Read Proverbs with Me to Start 2025 series. This is a 31-day series I'm doing in January. If you haven't joined me, each day I'm reading one chapter of Proverbs, and I post a video sharing what I liked about that chapter, what stood out to me, and there are 31 days in January, 31 chapters in Proverbs. So by the end of the month, we'll have gone through the entire book of Proverbs, and I just started this series because I was going to read Proverbs throughout the month of January, and I thought it'd be fun just to kind of do like a little like Bible study type thing, invite other people to join me, and then we're all like kind of reading Proverbs together. And so yeah, it's been fun so far. So today is day 9, and so today we read chapter 9. Here is what stood out to me about chapter 9. Chapter 9 is so full, it has so many good verses in it. I mean, just pillar verses like verse 10 that says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding." So good, I love that verse. But what really stood out to me today is the difference between wisdom calling at the beginning of the chapter and folly calling at the end of the chapter. And so these are the differences I noticed between the two of them calling out. At the very beginning of chapter 9, it talks about wisdom calling out to the people. And so these are the things I noticed about wisdom in these few verses. Starting at verse 1, it says, "Wisdom has built her house. She has set up its 7 pillars," showing that wisdom builds. In verse 2, it says, "She has prepared her meat and mixed her wine. She has also set her table," showing that wisdom prepares as well. Next it says, "She has sent out her servants, and she calls from the highest point of the city. Let all who are simple come to my house," showing that wisdom invites everyone in. It goes on to say, "To those who have no sense," she says, "Come, eat my food, and drink the wine I have mixed," showing that wisdom provides for those who go to her. And finally, in verse 6 it says, "Leave your simple ways and you will live. Walk in the way of insight," showing that wisdom builds up those who go to her. Now let's look at the difference of what folly or foolishness calling out looks like. Starting at verse 13 it says, "Folly is an unruly woman. She is simple and knows nothing," showing that folly is simple and knows nothing. "She sits at the door of her house, on a seat at the highest point of the city, calling out to those who pass by to go straight on their way. Let all who are simple come to my house," showing that folly also invites. It goes on to say, "To those who have no sense," she says, "stolen water is sweet. Food eaten in secret is delicious," showing that folly loves to do wrong. And finally in verse 18 it says, "But little do they know that the dead are there, that her guests are deep in the realm of the dead," showing that folly destroys those who go to her. So we see when comparing the two that wisdom builds and wisdom prepares, but folly is simple and knows nothing. We see that wisdom invites everyone to come to her, and we also see that folly invites everyone to come to her as well. We see that wisdom provides for those who go to her, but we see that folly encourages people to do wrong. And finally, we see that wisdom builds up those who go to her, and we see that folly destroys those who go to her. So chapter 9 shows us that wisdom and folly are both available. They both call out, they both invite everyone, but we all have the option. We all have the choice of which one we go to. And this chapter shows us what each is like, encouraging us to make the right choice and to choose wisdom. So this is what stood out to me about chapter 9 today. To everyone that has joined me in Proverbs, seriously, it means so much. I'm so thankful, and I'm so glad you guys are reading Proverbs too, and that we're all gaining wisdom together to start this year. And if you haven't joined me, and if you want to join me, I would love for you to follow along. I have many more videos to come in January. I'll be posting every single day, and we'll be going through the entire book of Proverbs. So it is by no means too late to join. I would love for you to join. Can't wait for the next chapter. I'll see you tomorrow for chapter 10.